Imagine this for a moment. It's early morning, the world is quiet, no noise, no pressure, just you, standing in front of a mirror. And in that mirror, you don't just see your face, you see your past, your failures, your mistakes, your heartbreaks, your regrets, every single moment where life pushed you down and whispered, "Stay there." But today, something is different because for the first time, you ask yourself a question that has the power to change your entire life. Why do we fall? Let me tell you something most people never understand. We don't fall because life hates us. We don't fall because we're weak. We don't fall because the world is against us. We fall because life is trying to teach us how to rise. We fall so we can discover the version of ourselves that only wakes up when everything collapses. We fall so we can see what we're made of when there's nothing left to hold on to. We fall so we can learn to fight for the life we want, not the one we settled for. Think about your toughest moments, the nights you cried, the times you failed, the days you felt like giving up. You survived all of that. Every single time you fell, you stood back up, even when it felt impossible. You didn't realize it then, but falling was building you, shaping you, strengthening you. Life isn't a straight road, it's a battlefield, and every fall you've taken was preparing you for the mission ahead. You weren't being punished, you were being trained. Because life doesn't give warriors comfort. Life gives warriors challenges, and those challenges become the fire that forges them into something unstoppable. Let me tell you the truth no one told you when you were younger. You cannot become strong without falling first. You cannot learn resilience without breaking a little. You cannot learn courage without fear, and you cannot learn victory without fighting battles that terrify you. So when you fall, don't curse yourself. Don't call yourself a failure. Don't ask, "Why me?" Ask, "What is this fall trying to teach me? What part of me is supposed to grow from this?" Because every great person you admire, every hero, every legend, every success story, they all started with a fall. They all had moments where life knocked them to their knees and said, "Let's see what you're made of." And they got back up, not because they were strong, but because they chose to be. Why do we fall? To rise higher than before, to become someone we never imagined we could be, to build a story worth telling, to live a life that inspires others, to become the version of ourselves that only pain can create. So listen carefully. Your fall is not your ending. It's the beginning of the rise you were born for. Let me take you deeper into this journey. Because falling doesn't just hurt, it changes you. It shakes your beliefs, it breaks your comfort, and it forces you to face a side of yourself you normally avoid. When you fall, you learn the truth about people. Some disappear, some pretend to care, some enjoy watching you struggle. And then a few rare souls step forward, look at your broken pieces and say, "I'm here. Let's rebuild." But even then, the real rebuilding isn't done by them. It's done by you. Every fall pulls away the noise and leaves you with one question. Are you going to get back up or stay down? You see, rising isn't just a physical act. It's emotional, it's mental, it's spiritual. It's the moment you decide, I won't let this be the chapter where my story ends. And let me tell you something powerful. Most people don't rise because they're scared. Not scared of the fall, scared of the climb, scared of the work, scared of failing again, scared of believing in themselves one more time. But listen, life doesn't reward people who avoid fear. Life rewards people who walk through fear with shaking hands and a brave heart. You rise by choosing discipline over doubt. You rise by choosing courage over comfort. You rise by choosing action over excuses. You rise by choosing your future over your past.
The world may push you down, but only you decide whether you stay there. You may have expectations from life, but remember, life has expectations from you too. It expects you to try, to fight, to evolve, to grow, to become more than you were yesterday. And you can, because inside you, there's a version of you that doesn't quit. A version that's tired of settling. A version that's waiting to break free. That version of you is born every time you fall. That version of you wakes up when everything hurts. That version of you whispers, "Get up. This is not where your story ends." So rise, not because everything is perfect, but because you're stronger than the pain that tried to break you.
Now listen closely, because this is the part that changes everything. A fall is not just an event. It's a turning point. It's the universe telling you, you've outgrown your old self. It's time to evolve. Every time you fall, you're being shaped into someone new, someone wiser, someone braver, someone more focused, someone who can handle the blessings you prayed for. Because let me be honest with you, if life gave you everything you wanted without making you fall first, you wouldn't be ready for it. You wouldn't appreciate it. You wouldn't protect it. You wouldn't understand its value. Falls prepare you for what's coming. They make you humble. They make you hungry. They make you grateful. They make you unstoppable. And here's the most beautiful part. Every time you rise after a fall, you inspire someone who thinks rising is impossible. Your story becomes their hope. Your scars become their strength. Your comeback becomes the reason to believe that they can come back too. So when you fall again, and you will, because that's life, don't panic. Don't break. Don't fear. Just breathe. And remember this truth. You've survived every fall so far, and you'll survive this one too. Stand up. Lift your head. Straighten your back. And walk forward with the power of someone who refuses to be defeated. Because in the end, the question was never, why do we fall? The real question is, how high will you rise after this fall? Your life is not defined by the fall. It is defined by the rise. And right now, at this moment, your rise begins. There comes a moment in every journey where the fall stops hurting. Not because the pain disappears, but because you finally understand what the pain was trying to show you. People think pain is the enemy, but pain is one of the greatest teachers life ever created. Pain does what comfort never could. Comfort keeps you where you are. Pain pushes you toward who you must become. Think about every breakthrough you ever had, every transformation, every moment you changed your direction, every decision that altered your future. Almost all of it was born from pain. Pain wakes you up. Pain clears the fog. Pain strips away illusions. Pain forces you to confront the truth you've been running from. Pain says, you can stay like this, or you can grow. You know what's crazy? Most people don't fear the fall at all. They fear the change that comes after the fall. Change is uncomfortable. Change demands sacrifice. Change asks you to become someone your old self doesn't recognize. But here's the truth people avoid. If the fall didn't break you, the rise never will. When you rise from pain, you rise with a different kind of strength. Not the loud strength that needs attention, but the silent, unshakable strength that lives inside your bones. The kind that says, I've seen the worst of myself. I've walked through fire, and I'm still here. That is the strength of someone who will not be defeated. That is the strength of a survivor, a fighter, a rebuilder.
That is the strength of someone who understands that life isn't happening to you. Life is happening for you. Your falls are not accidents. Your setbacks are not punishments. Your heartbreaks are not failures. They are shaping moments. They are character building moments. They are the moments you will look back on and say, that's when I changed. That's when I awakened. That's when I finally learned why I fell. Because falling doesn't just break you, it introduces you to the parts of yourself you never met before.
Let me take you even deeper, because rising is only the beginning. There is something far more powerful than rising once, and that is becoming the person who never stays down again. This version of you, this evolved, sharpened, awakened version, is not built by victories. It is built by the falls you refuse to surrender to. Every time you rise, something inside you shifts. Your mindset sharpens. Your heart becomes wiser. Your soul becomes calmer. Your confidence grows because you realize you no longer fear the fall. Why? Because now you know that no matter how hard you fall, you will always get back up. Do you know how unstoppable that makes you? Do you know how dangerous you become to your old limitations? Do you know how powerful it is when nothing can break you permanently? People who have never fallen deeply live cautiously, but people who have fallen and risen, they live fearlessly. Not because they expect life to be easy, but because they trust their ability to rise again. This is where transformation becomes permanent. This is where you stop asking, why did this happen to me? And start saying, if this is happening, it must be preparing me for something greater. Legends are not created in peaceful seasons. Legends are created in storms. Storms that almost crush them. Storms that left scars. Storms that change them forever. But legends rise anyway. They rise shaking. They rise wounded. They rise exhausted. But they rise because something in them refuses to die. And that something is inside you too. It's been waiting, sleeping, growing silently inside your failures. Your falls weren't destroying you. They were awakening your legend. So here's the truth you need to remember for the rest of your life. The fall is the invitation. The rise is the acceptance. But the transformation, that's the reward. Your story is not over. Your rise is not finished. And your power is just beginning to unfold.